Okay, perfect. So now you see my screen, right? So first of all, welcome you to the Hero of Antwerp, the name of the escape outdoor game, which I created for the CODEC organization from Belgium. The starting point, the location, it would be in Antwerp. And here you can see the picture from the city. The storyline of this escape outdoor game will be based on the local legend of Antwerp, where the one giant named Drone Antigon was demanded of the crossing the Scheldt River. So the Drone Antigon took a position on the bridge and took it upon himself to issue tools to people trying to cross the river. So if people paid, then everything is fine. They can cross. But if they were unable or refused to pay, then Drone Antigon would cut off their hand and throw it to the river. So, but one day, the Roman soldier by the name of Silius Bravo arrived, and when he heard about this story, he was so angry, and of course he wanted to confront with Drone Antigon and killed the giant and cut off his hand. So here you can see the picture with this Bravo, which is so popular monument now in the central square in this city. So during the escape game, the participants will discover this myth by themselves and find Bravo, and at the end, even the head of Drone Antigon, which would be challenges and a lot of tasks on the participants' road. Afterwards, when we can go a bit down, we can see the pages. So first page is one step of true words. This page, the participants can receive when they can solve all the tasks, which is all behind and below, and then they can have access to another page, which is called one minute here, it's called Bravo. So here we can see these two pages, and special to them, the game would be finished, and at the end, the participants can find the hand of this drawer. So let's go across these tasks from the first page. And first task was to begin the journey of this location, and then they will have a folder with whole text, which was in Dutch. Then people can find a pedestrian or try to use digital technologies. One of my own challenge was to do all tasks on digital. So you can't give the physical paper and try to solve it or put in real role. So I created just some pictures of the text, the screenshots, and put it in a different role when participants have to understand which order and then translate it into English. So once they finish this task, then they have to, of course, to translate in Dutch. And when they did it, then they can go to the proper legend place, which is close, and they need to find a river bus, which is quite close to the place where from there they started. And then they will need to make a theater performance of this legend, and of course make it photo and put like an evidence. So during this art escape game, all participants have to have some evidence to put in, and then the trainer can confirm or not. So then they will have a tip that they need to go and find the Bravo. And then, of course, this monument will define them. But first of all, they will go to the castle, which we have another tip for them. This will be open now. Where they can find, they need to find right word, the right name of the castle where the drone the giant should be, like the Bravo. And here the person has to discover that the first letter is real the name of the this castle. When they went there, like I forgot to said that on this river bus they imaginary let's imagine that they found this one Antigon, and they also need to pay them to him the 1 coin from the legend, and then they realize that they don't have this coin, so they need to find the Bravo who can help them to fight with the drone Antigon. And then they will discover this castle, and they will understand from another task, number 6, that they need to collect the story by using the puzzle, which is also digital. So you literally need to get a puzzle, and then they realize that it's not a Bravo, but another giant from another myth, another legend of this from this city. So it would be the Landgrabber, and then they will need to make something with him for taking back of his memory. Then we have this great photo, and this giant, the Landgrabber, will give them a tip, like QR code, which they can scan and go to proper monument. So which would be like here. You can scan here and go to another monument to find this fountain, and it would be the final step from the page number 1. And then we can go to the Bravo page, which it would be like a second stage of this escape outdoor game. Here they need to create a sentence by using the link, because to ask Bravo, like he imagines that he doesn't know English, so the participants have to understand and call him in his native language, which is was Latin at this moment. And here we have this another interesting task for them to build a real message to use this alphabet. So then they understand, they ask the Bravo, but to start, they also need to be more explore to explore and write down the 4 animals, and then they can follow the next task. The 4 animals is on the fountain, the monument. So in this case, they can also help to Bravo find his animal friends, and altogether go and won on the battles against the drone Antigon. So afterwards, we have another task, which can help to find huge hand, and then they need to solve to find Mr. X to solve and find the coordinate. Then they can put these coordinates in Google Maps and go to the place where they can find already the huge arm of giant drone Antigone, and also to discover the name of city by solving another task, which mostly is about to be recorded. Yes, the another task afterwards, it would be the understand what the Antwerp means in the Dutch. Literacy, it means throwing the hand. So it's really related to the legend. And then they would understand the name. They can have another task to go and find the chocolate hand, which is unique in Antwerp, by solve this task, which you can see on my screen, the sentence of bricks. So it would be the chocolate line, and it would be the final task, and participants at the results can enjoy of the chocolate hand, and to realize how many information they discovered by this art escape game. Yeah, for me, I think it's it. It's fine. If you will have any questions, I would be able and happy to answer them.